Welcome to the beautiful city of Athens, the gateway to the Tennessee Valley, a city rooted in deep community relationships and built on a rich tradition of small local business and the very best of the human spirit. As Athens embraces the future, the signs of progress are in full bloom. Join us as we discover the bright spots in this charming southern city that we call home. This is Hometown Heartbeat, Athens. Woo, the outlaw country today. This is something his brother would sing to right here. What's going on, Coach?
Not much.
Today is Hometown Heartbeat episode number 47. And before we get started, as usual, we're going to check in with Connor.
Oh, yeah.
He loves turning on his camera.
This is my favorite part of the day right here.
Hey, look at that guy.
And
look at
done.
that. That's a... Oh. Where'd he go?
It's over.
I'll mute his mic then because there's a lot of room noise in that. Oh, what's going on, Coach? You know, I've had people text me today. Well, I heard you had an announcement today. We're going down something. Something. We're working on it. It's his fault for everyone when this comes down. When the actual announcement gets made, which today it probably won't get made in full. Look, let me just let the cat out of the bag. We're probably going to the radio. I'm not going to tell you where or when or what time, but it rhymes with Shmubia BTT or in, and it's probably going to be early in the morning. But it's his fault because this guy texted me, I don't know, what was it, 3 months ago? 2 months ago when this started, he was like, you could do the talk radio thing. And I'm like, look, if you've known me for any length of time, you know I can talk. That's not the issue. Generally getting people to listen to it is the issue. And so we have succeeded in doing that. And I think our keys to success are being genuine, being real, being honest, and being willing to, being open to whatever. Good, bad, or ugly. We're going to be us. You like us, love us, hate us. I don't care. You know what? You might be a Trump fan, and my position on immigration might not just tickle your fancy. I don't give a rip. That's what the Bible says, so I'm in. I don't know, man. It's been a lot of fun, so we're excited. Again, we can't make a full-blown announcement. Hopefully, what I heard is that on Monday we'll know for sure. And what I also heard is that if we hear for sure on Monday, then it'll be the first. And that's all I have to say about that. So what else is going on in the world?
Oh, nothing much. We're just, hanging out.
So let me tell you what happened before you guys joined us today. I feel like I need to turn the music back up while I talk about this because Thad was an outlaw right now. So basically, he goes, state's open, baby. Open the state. And I'm like, so Meemaw opened it up, huh? And he's like, well, on the 15th, it's wide open. And I said, except for, what about the CDC and their guidelines for the school? And he goes, don't worry about that right now.
That's because we're not open. They'll figure that out as we get closer.
Oh, you mean they've changed their mind throughout this process?
Well,
It's not been the same since the beginning?
No.
Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Surfaces, 14 days, surfaces, 14 days. Oh, wait, surfaces don't matter. This is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. The CDC and the WHO might as well be the same freaking organization because they are both stupid. Do you hear me right now? CDC, WHO, I don't care who you are. You're stupid. Because this is ridiculous. There's no way it's scientifically motivated. There's just not. I've never met a scientist in my life that's as dumb as anyone who's spoken on behalf of the CDC. Look, science can be twisted. It can be twisted any way you want it to be. I get that. But we're talking about some fundamental tenets in the fight against coronavirus. Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. So one of two things is happening. You're either stupid, which is my personal belief, or two, there's some nefarious plan in place to influence the election of Donald J. Trump because we're going to mail-in vote. Are you kidding me? First of all, there's no way anybody in government, have you met anybody in government? There's no way anyone in the government is smart enough to pull that off, period. Okay. Second of all, are they nefarious enough? Well, absolutely they are. They would absolutely rob you blind if they had the choice. But they're not smart enough to pull it off. So it's got to be stupidity.
No, they can't pull it off. I was listening the other day, and Alabama barely has enough to do, the absentee votes.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
My
the
computer
absentee
jumped
vote,
off.
they're at 3 or 4%.
It's. I mean, I don't even understand. Like everybody, because I'm hearing everybody talk this crazy talk. I mean, this absolute nonsense about oh well, it's it's a second wave's coming, and if they're opening up, the states that are opening up are having a influx in cases. Let me introduce to you Florida and Georgia as Exhibit A and B. Like, are you kidding me? Florida is declining. They're literally they're opening crap up, and the case number is going down.
It's true.
It just goes to support my stupid claims. I don't call many people stupid, but I call it like I see it. And look, if you can't read, right, whatever, like there are programs available to help you. But if you can, and you don't see what I'm saying as a fact, like we're looking in different places. We're looking at different places because the stats and the numbers are just what they are. I'm not making them up. Look, I have not signed a death certificate since this whole thing started. Just to be clear, I have not examined a body, cut them open, tested their blood, and said, "Oh, this guy died of fill in the blank." That I've never done that. So I'm obviously not a doctor. I'm not. I play one on the podcast, but I'm not one. And I'm smart enough to know that the numbers are skewed. You know why? Let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because the CDC adjusted their numbers by 30,000 overnight. If you're plus or minus, it's kind of like carbon dating in the Bible. Ken Ham told this joke when he was at Lindsay Lane not long ago. He's like, if your plus or minus is 1.4 million, like huge margin of error. Not a lot of trust in what you have to say. So anyways, this is not a coronavirus show. I say that every day, and then every day we talk about coronavirus, and I act like I'm not, like, this is the best part. It's like, this is not a political show. Oh, wait. This is not a coronavirus show. Then why are you being recruited for a political radio show? I don't know. I guess they see some upside potential. They got to mold me, maybe. I'm shy.
That's what they're gonna do.
I'm shy. I'm quiet.
Yeah, that's it.
I understand why it would be tough to get me into the radio, but I think we're willing to make it work.
It'll happen.
Are you going to join me?
I will join you on some of those days and help you out, direct you.
Did you hear what he said? He said he would join me every day from 5 to 7 a.m. on WBNN radio.
I didn't say every day.
Every day. Coach wakes up. He's old. He got to wake up, get his coffee, eat his biscuit and gravy, and go down to the Jacks or the Hardys and talk about how back in '77 they won the state championship with Johnny running the wing tee offense. And no, I'm kidding. But it is something that I really do blame you for this. You and Julie and Miss Julie, your beautiful bride, love her to death, great lady. But you guys pushed me for this.
Well, I mean, she really enjoys it and thinks it's a positive. She doesn't. And I will say this, in case Dale Jackson is listening, she doesn't really care for Dale Jackson.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because that'll help him.
Oh, my gosh. Julie. It's all right. I don't like Dale either. Dale, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, Dale. So I've gotten to know Dale over the last few days, this week, whatever. And, man, Dale is incredibly intelligent. He's smart. He's articulate. And what's great about Dale is Dale doesn't care. Because Dale has his, it's kind of like I am. And that's the difference. Like, if I'm talking about, Dale was here on the show. So for those of you that didn't watch, a few days ago, Dale was here. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. He was on the show. And we had the conversation of, like, I like to go to the edge. Dale likes to run past the edge. Mm-hmm. And so that's the main difference. The reality is we believe and feel a lot of the same things. Dale, and I hope that I can learn enough from Dale to understand how to get to the point in your head. Because, like, I've already started to experience, even at this small of a platform, like 10, 8, 12, 15, 20, 50 people, what it breaks down to is 1,100 people a day is what it breaks down to when we average it out. So that group, like, I've already started to experience that, like, you're an idiot vibe. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, you crazy redneck, you crazy redneck conspiracy theorist, gun-toting, Trump-loving, wall-building son of a beep, Yeah. And I've already experienced that. And so for Dale, like, I cannot imagine the amount of that he gets, right? Because, I mean, he's got a much greater platform. And so I think as a response to that, you build this, like, I don't know, it's an offensive weapon that you use to, like, punch through a lot of that. And so, no, Dale is he's a necessary voice right now. Like him, love him, or hate him, And so he's a great dude, and so we're super excited to be potentially, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I've heard that we might be working that direction, and so there may even be able to host that show as a precursor to what we're doing at some point. So, anyways, it's terrifying because the way the radio works is different than the way this works. This right here, if I fail, who cares? The radio is entirely different. That's the next level. Like, that's stepping up to the next level of commitment in terms of, look, the time that we're looking at doing this every day, like, I've not seen that time on a clock in a long time, okay? And to do it 5 days a week for 2 hours a day, I mean, it's 20 hours a week, it's 80 hours a month, there's a lot that goes into that, because on here, like, I don't have to prepare. Like, I can come in here. I can literally, all right, I did it in high school, like, competition wise. Like, you could hand me a topic and I could give you an articulate speech or sales pitch or whatever it was off the tip of my tongue. And I did it well enough that people believed that I'd prepared for whatever it was they handed me. And I'd never seen it before in my life. It's the art of the salesman, right? Like, I can sell anything to anybody, anywhere, anytime. Never had that problem in my life. What I've had a problem with is the follow through, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's the scary part's not getting on the radio and talking. It's the follow through. It's like, you can't do that 20 hours. Like, you might be able to do it 5, you might be able to do it 6 or 7,
but
you get into that, you got to have some substance, which means, like, for the first time since, I don't know, ever, I'm going to have to, like, research and, like, actually study and, like, do a little bit of, I don't even know if I can say the word. Makes me sick. Preparation. No, but in all seriousness, we're super excited about it. So, Connor, pull up some headlines. Let's go through some of the headlines today. Connor had some good ones pulled up for the other day. He was going to slide in the onion on me. He doesn't know it's coming, so I'm going to hit him with the last minute. But I did want to talk about this K. Ivy while he's looking it up. Don't worry, Connor. Hey, I don't like your attitude right now, Mr. Higgins. I don't like it, Connor.
Hey,
what are you upset about right now?
It's summer break, and he's trying to get an attitude.
I'm not putting my face on screen.
What? Why? Because people will see your sourpuss look? Because I said... Oh,
okay. Whoops.
Oh, wrong camera. Oh my goodness.
There he is.
I've got him flustered, folks. All right, here, I have him flustered. I'm not going to put him on the spot any more than he already is. I hit him out of the blue with headlines. Normally, I give him a heads up. When I have all right, so let me lift up the curtain. When I've got nothing to talk about, I usually say, Connor, hey, buddy, I've got nothing to talk about. I need some headlines. And he pulls up headlines. I gave him no such warning. And it's not because they don't have anything to talk about, but because I want to hear, like, I know the news cycle. I've heard some stuff about Biden that is running mate, for instance, that is who he's vetting. Have you heard that?
I hadn't heard that one yet.
Who?
Is it Ms. Warren?
What? Yeah, have you pulled that, Connor? Have you seen who Joe Biden is vetting for vice president?
I don't have that. I have another Biden story.
Hit me with it.
I don't know if we can. Is that the?
Well, is it? As long as it's not like a. Oh, wow.
That's not the one where he...
Oh, wow. Biden draws... I can't even read this headline without...
Yes.
Biden draws criticism for saying votes who back Trump ain't black.
He said
Holy Maria. Huh?
He said it. I saw it.
Is there context there? Because I feel like I always want to... hear the context to anything. This came.
Okay. Biden was getting interviewed on a radio show, and the
Connor. Camera.
Okay, here we go. The interview was nearing its end, and as it did, his closing remark was, "You've got more questions? Well, I tell you what, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black." He had prefaced that with a short blurb about his record in the Senate, I think. Take a look at my record, man, Biden said, before claiming his decades-long record as a senator and vice president was second to none.
He likes to throw that, hey, man, come on, man.
Is this guy for real? Is this... Democrats, let me ask you a question. And I'm not a Republican. I'm a constitutional conservative, okay? There's no party for me. I don't fit in a party. I fit in Jesus and the Constitution, right? That's where I live. Democrats, liberals, whatever you are, certainly not libertarians. And for those of you that think that's you and that you literally have no idea what that word means, because that word means tiny government, huge civil liberties, and really like let the chips fall where they may. Like that is not the libertarian of today doesn't understand what libertarian is. But anyways, is this the best you can do? Is this the best you can do? Like for real? Like is this? Are you serious? This guy has now told you, if you believe my sexual assault accuser, if you believe her, I wouldn't vote for me either. If I believed her, I wouldn't vote for me. Well, guess what? I'd believe her. I mean, I might not, but just for the sake of argument, I'd probably, give her a bit of the doubt. And then now, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black. I'd like to know what some of our black brothers and sisters would say about that, because apparently the melatonin levels of your skin are dictated by whom you vote for.
That's correct.
I would think that, the orange hair and, I mean, there's, I don't know. I was going to make a terrible joke. I just don't understand how, as a party of like a political party running in an election that is so in what they're saying right now, it's so important. Like it is the most important thing they could do to get him out of the White House. And in this election right now, this is the best they can do. And like, look, if they run, there's a particular vice presidential candidate that I'm terrified of. If they run her out there, it's going to get difficult. I believe that. I really do. But outside of that, there's a 0% shot that anybody else does anything. What? Like they've kept him locked in the basement for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Like why now? All right, you're my handler. All right, I feel like honestly, those of you that don't know Thad and mine's history, if you do, then you'll get a good kick out of this, because I feel like we've actually walked down this path once before in our life where you were literally trying to be my handler and help me from saying things that I shouldn't say. So, Art, put ourselves in the vice president nominee kind of you're my handler. I'm Joe Biden, okay? And I run out there and I'm like, well, look, if I was her, I wouldn't vote for me either. Like, how are you going to handle that? Talk to me right now. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, you'd have to calm him down and say, look, we're trying to get votes. I don't think you understand what that means.
And then he pees his pants. Somebody has to change his diaper, and the rest is history. No, I mean, guys, it's crazy. Like, how in the world have we gotten to a point where that's what we run up there for the president? And look, don't get me wrong. I kind of feel the same way about Donald Trump. But he's the best of what we got. It's kind of like when they ran Roy Moore out there. And his shirtless horseback riding picture, and then Dougie Fresh Jones comes riding in on his disco ball and just wrecks everything. Guess what? Gets nothing done. It won't make it a full term. Won't be reelected. But like, still, like that's Alabama. That's the best we can put out there. Like, I don't know if I'm a liberal right now. I'm livid. I'm livid with two-party politics. I'm moving my leg. Hold on. So I have said for a long time that the system is broken. Two-party politics is dead, like needs to be dead anyways. And it's not. And so if I'm a liberal or if I'm a Democrat, and look, I've got many friends that are, I hope they weren't Bernie supporters, because then I would question their intelligence. But I would be pissed. Like literally. You gave me Barack Obama. And while he was a terrible president, he was one heck of a candidate. He was well-spoken. He was articulate. He was educated. He was young. He was vibrant. He was African-American. And now you give me sleepy-headed, diaper-wearing Joe. Like, I truly feel bad for him and Greta Thunberg. You want to talk about that? I saw his face. Look, this is how, if you don't know Coach, if you don't know the national treasure that is Thad Prater, his face, he cannot... Like, it all comes right here. Like, there's no hiding how he feels, and he wears it right there. And so I will throw something at him, and that's why, like, most times I stay focused here. When he's here, I'm, like, right here because I've got to see how he reacts, because that tells me where to go. Let's talk about – Connor, pull the – you have something else up?
You want to talk about the running games. I was going to get that up. But
yeah, I mean, we'll go there. Greta Thunberg being named to the coronavirus expert panel. Okay, first of all, Coach, question and answer. Who is Greta Thunberg? Ready, set, go.
She's the environmentalist. 16, was she 16, 17-year-old? How old was she?
Yeah. On the autism spectrum. Go ahead.
I don't know about that, but she was basically saying that we were destroying the planet for her. And her.
How dare you?
Yes.
That one. How dare you? Go back to that.
you want
Here we go. Social media storms erupts after CNN puts Greta Thunberg on coronavirus panel. So let's talk through this. First of all, Anderson Cooper, right? I believe is correct. That was the other guy that was the one heading the panel, right? Right, Connor? Anderson Cooper?
What?
It looks like Sanjay Gupta was.
Well, he was like the actual.
He's the head guy,
yeah, he was the head doctor guy. But I think Anderson
Yeah.
Cooper was the actual like the host of the panel, in like the uneducated host, like I would be the host of a show on politics, the guy that doesn't know a whole lot about it, but that can commentate and keep people in line.
Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta are co-hosting.
And Anderson Cooper, Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay Gupta, obviously smart, probably deserves to be.
Who are the other people besides Greta?
Yeah, tell me the rest of the panel.
Former Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius.
Okay, let's stop there. Check.
We'll
okay,
take
she's
that.
got some former health and what?
Human Services.
Human Services Secretary. Check.
HHS.
Check. She's got qualifications. Okay, who's next?
Former CDC Director
Check.
Richard Besser.
Even though the CDC is anyways, check. Okay, who's next?
I think those are the only other two.
Okay, even better. God, this is going to be good. So you mean to tell me that a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, whatever she is, let's call her a teen. How about that? A teen climate change activist, which, by the way, biggest hoax in human history, even bigger than the coronavirus, which is impressive, is our third. She represents 33.33 repeating percent of our panel of experts when it comes to this brand new communicable disease that is wrecking the entire world. Are you kidding me? Has there been an example of pandering any greater than this one right here in the last, 12 months? This is egregious.
No, she just, I guess they got her because she knows all about the environment. And
She knows nothing about anything.
but they're saying that since everybody's been inside, it's dropped the levels and all that kind of stuff.
I love when they're like,
now we can get rid of the.
I love when they're like, man, it's the hottest day since 1914, but it's the hottest day in record, except for that day in 1914. Oh, you mean climate cyclical? Oh, how about that? Anyways, I'm sorry. There's too much stupid. What else you got over there? Oh, yes, that's the one I wanted to get to. Okay. Read it to us, Connor.
A church battling coronavirus restrictions was destroyed in a fire that investigators believe was arson. In addition, investigators found graffiti on the lot that read, "Bet you stay home now, you hypocrites," spelled with a K.
Wow.
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to measure my response. I'm trying to.
I still don't understand it. I don't.
It's Friday, and I want to go home in a good mood, and I want to go home and spend the weekend with my family, and so I'm measuring my response right now, because for those of you that don't know me, this stuff really does, like, it gets to me. It bothers me. It affects me. I take it with me, because again, when you live your life like I do, like, I'm a super passionate guy. There's nothing in my life that I do that I don't give everything to. I'm an addict. In case those of you don't know my story, like, I am an addict. So there's nothing in my life that I can just do with a little bit of who I am. And so I'm trying to, like, measure my response. This is practicing for the next level, right? I'm trying to not just go full blown crazy. But I love some of the language there that I read. They believe it was arson. They believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder what gave them that belief. Oh, maybe because the idiots spray painted their motive on the wall. So can we not say it was fact that it was arson? Like, I don't. Can you help me? You're wiser, much more mature, older, more life experience. Like, I get it. People have. I'm sure you've been duped every now and again. I get duped all the time, so I get it. But at some point, you discern material fact from supposition, right? There's I suppose that it's arson.
We just don't like to blame people anymore. We don't like to point fingers in America.
No. We don't like to point fingers at anybody that's not white, Christian, male, fill in the blank, right? We like to point fingers at those guys. I bet you won't point a finger at Muslim people, because typically there's a violent response. And I'm not saying that all Muslim, I have many Muslim friends that truly understand their religion and all that, but the whole concept of the infidel and of like that side of the Quran and of Muslim, like, okay, let me ask you this. This is not like were their gatherings shut down during COVID-19? I'll wait. They shut the church down, but did they shut the Muslim religious assemblies down?
They shut down church, synagogues, all those temples.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive. You want to bet on it?
Pretty sure.
Final answer, lock it in? Who wants to be a millionaire?
I don't know.
Because I'll tell you they didn't. Because Ramadan was going on.
I knew Ramadan was going on, but they also did a lot of limiting on that. From what I've read.
Simply because I don't have my facts in front of me right now, I'm not going to argue with you.
Now, I'm not going to say in other countries, but I think here in America. Now, the problem is, in a country, I mean, why do we care if this church wants to meet and assemble and
No, in America, let me ask you a better question. In America, why don't you care that churches were banned from assembling? In America, why don't you care that the rights given to you by the Constitution of the United States, by the Bill of Rights, by fill in the blank,
First Amendment,
everything that we stand our country on, as Americans, why don't you do everything you can to mobilize and support this church? Like, the only reason the church is not meeting and hasn't met since this started is out of the kindness of their heart to, well, honestly, I believe a belief that meeting would have endangered more people. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with being told to do so. Because let me tell you something, you cannot be told not to meet in a church. A church cannot be told to stop meeting, which is why, to my Muslim brothers and sisters, I've got no problem with them continuing to meet on a regular basis through Ramadan. You know why? Because the Constitution, the men and women that I stood next to and watched die or whatever, that came home in a casket, those men and women fought and died for your right to do whatever you want to do Sunday morning, regardless of a pandemic. And so it's for that reason that I have a really hard time understanding somebody in Mississippi burning a church down because they were meeting for Corona. I mean, I just don't. First of all, I thought our neighbors to the east over here had it pretty well. I mean, I thought they were like us, you know. Mm-hmm. So was it an outside job? Must have been Cuomo's buddies. Came down from New York, burned the church. I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. It's Friday. It's been a long week.
I mean, these are the people that give to the food banks. These are the people that...
No, Coach, they're terrorists. They're bioterrorists. They're meeting together and passing this deadly virus back and forth to one another and infecting our... And here's the thing. I'm really trying to discuss... I'm sitting here looking at this picture. Why would they spell hypocrites with a K? There's a message in that. Mm-hmm. You want to say it?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
Then we're not going to say it.
We might have to move on.
We're going to have to. Well, it's 3:45, so we're going to move to the truck for long.
Let me give you one bit of information just received in here.
Well, hey, hold on. Breaking news from our partners. And go ahead.
Are you ready?
I am.
You ready for this? This is pretty big.
Yeah.
UAH eliminates ice hockey, men and women's tennis programs,
Whoa.
citing coronavirus.
Boom! And this is what you and I talked about 2 weeks ago. I said, and you said, we agreed. This is the perfect opportunity. And hold on. Look, I caught myself. This is called growth, okay? This is called growth. Let me preface what I'm saying and not vomit all over this microphone again. So this is not what I'm saying is happening at UAH. Just to be clear, I've got no idea what's happening. Cade is the athletic director there. I went to college with the guy. So I believe he is a good man. I believe he would do what's right. Certainly, I doubt it was his decision. But Cade Smith, he is the freshly named, was also infected with coronavirus, by the way, athletic director at UAH. Good dude. Rock solid. I can vouch personally. Great guy. But what we said, and Rick and Bubba have profit stars. What are we going to have?
I don't know.
Truth bombs or truth? I don't know. We got to have something.
Truth bombs.
The coronavirus will be used as a reason to get rid of sports that don't make money in universities across the country. Title IX will cease to exist, and the only sports left will be those that are profitable. You think men's hockey or ice hockey at UAH made much money?
No.
I doubt it. But you know what did? The sports that are left.
Yeah.
You know what? At big Power 5 schools, at schools all across the country, basketball if you're big, football at most, and baseball at some. Mm-hmm. Those 3 sports carry the weight of the entire athletic department. And if you don't believe me, or you're like, all right, guy's an idiot. Great. Jump online. Google's a heck of a thing. Type it in. You'll find out. Very, very, very quickly.
A number of schools.
They're public. It's public. Like, the record of the schools and what they pay is for the most part. You can go find that public record. Again, not saying that's what happened at UAH, but I do not believe this will be the last announcement that we get. Steve Cogdell joining the bunch. That's the skinny guy in the middle of the picture from 2 days ago, by the way, in case you forgot or missed that. You need to go check it out because he's half naked and he's well, never mind. He's a dad. So he's dad bod. He's married. He's all that. So sorry, Steve. I was trying to get you fired up, but no, this will not be the last school to say this. I mean, it's gonna be bigger schools, and that's you know what, UAH is not going to get any attention. You know why it's UAH? No disrespect to UAH. I played Gulf South Conference back in college.
Right. Now, the only thing it does around here is probably just because the UAH hockey team, they have a
big deal. Yeah.
You know, we got Havoc here. And
a buddy of mine, Luke was, he did their, hey, cold water here, tune out. Like, he went, and that was what he did when he was in college. And, it's their hockey team has a following.
Yeah, it had a following.
How much you want to bet we see a petition?
Probably will be.
Over, under on 23 hours.
I don't know. Just
you got to call one over under 23 hours. Online petition over under 23 hours. Under. That's a wise choice. I should have gone with 11 hours. No, that's spot on. And again, look, I'm not saying we're both geniuses, but we're smarter than most people you know. And so, this stuff is common sense, guys. It's not. Okay. And this is my last point. We're going to be gone for the day because I feel like today has been – Connor has his eyes are big. Right now he's like, oh, my gosh, what have we done today? And I understand. It's Friday, and that's how it gets on Friday. I think the 5 a.m. time slot will be better on Friday mornings because I won't be completely done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll be fresh, so it'll be a whole lot better.
Just getting started.
Yeah, no, you'll just get the brunt of the anger on the front side, not the back side. In your life, I'm going to ask you an honest question, and I'm not going to ask that because I don't want to embarrass him. Name a time that you had an ulterior motive to fill in the blank, whether it was get the girl or dump the girl or buy the car or sell the product or get the job or whatever, anything that would have made you better. And then all of a sudden, like a gift from the heavens, it comes down and it's like, hey man, here's the perfectly logical explanation for you to mischievously attain whatever it is that you wanted to attain secretly, and now I've given you the perfect cover to do it. And you were like, nah, I'm good. I'll stick with the old integrity bus over here. It doesn't happen. And that's human nature. That's all of us. Hopefully, as a follower of Jesus, my life looks different today than it did then. But as a whole, even in business, there are and it's not always nefarious. It's not always. Sometimes it's smart. Right. I'm not saying it's unwise for these schools to do this. Even if I'm the guy that's cutting the checks, and I've got to go to the boosters every year, and I'm like, oh, okay, the equestrian team, they're sucking up about $240,000. I've got the ice hockey team over here; they're running at a net deficit of about $43,250, and then football over here is running on the plus side of $1.3 million. Who am I keeping? Mm-hmm. I'm not even saying it's wrong, but this is that left-on-left crime. This is that left-on-left crime because the coronavirus is going to create the death of Title IX. It's going to do it because it's going to be physically impossible to keep things even. Monetarily speaking, it doesn't happen.
It's all about money.
It's all about money. And that's not, by the way, that's not wrong.
I mean, schools have to make money.
They can't. It's not New York or California. We can't let everybody else pay our way, okay? Private institutions are privately funded. Therefore, they have to be on the plus side at the end of the year in order to have the next year. I mean, for those of you that don't understand what I just said, voted for a stimulus bill of some more trillions of dollars because you think you could just print more and do what you want. The reality is the rest of us live in the real world. And at that, let me ask you, if your bills at the end of the month total X and in your checking account there's less than X, are your bills going to get paid?
No.
Are you going to call me and be like, can you bail me out? No.
I might call you.
You might call me, but I'm going to be like, you should pay your own bills, schmuck. But seriously, that's the real world. That's how life works. If I don't pay my rent, they come and lock my door. If I don't pay my mortgage, the bank takes it back. Mm-hmm. colleges have to make money too, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Well,
It's been vilified for the last however many years.
Enrollment's going to be down, so
You think? I wonder why.
You know why?
Bet the baseball team will be good. Dylan Johnson's going, so Parker Willoughby's going there, right? And then Parker's going to UAH. So, anyways, look, it's Friday afternoon. Ooh, where did I put the other one? We have new bed music, and we're playing with them right now. Where'd I put? I think it's here. Nope, that's the same one we just listened to. Nope, that's not it. There it is.
There you go.
There it is. All right. Look, it's Friday. I'll put my glasses back on so I can read. It is Friday. We will be back on Monday. Hopefully, we'll have a better announcement with more specifics. Until then, Coach Prater, as always, it is a pleasure. I've only asked him 3 times this week, so glad we could get him on Friday.
Anything.
Huh?
That's good. Well, I had to do stuff.
Yeah, had to do stuff. I hear you.
Graduation.
Yeah, I bet that was a real gem. Connor, buddy, thank you so much. It is a weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Oh,
right.
By the way, hold on. On Monday, we are interviewing a doctor lady that wrote a book on Vietnam that is like published very widely, knows the politics of the day, knows like the whole concept of like as they first started coming back in the caskets, there was a hero's welcome. And then as it shifted very quickly, it was and so it's like something about like unmarked graves. And I wish I should have done a better job at bringing the press kit with me so that I could. This is the stuff I was talking about earlier in preparation. Yeah, preparation. But tune in on Monday because that's going to be awesome. So where were we? Right about here. Okay, it's Friday. Love you guys. We will see you soon. Connor, what are you doing this weekend? You going to stay? You going to get wild and crazy or what? Hold on, I can't hear you. Now I can.
I think I'm going to go visit my grandparents in Pickwick.
Sounds like a wild and crazy time. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Tuesday, we're having a FBI Special Agent Bob Roth. His wife will be here. She fought on the front lines of the 9/11 funding bill in Washington to make sure that they had the health insurance that they needed. It's a really cool story. He was there when the Pentagon. Anyways, 2 great days coming up. Tune in, and we'll have some announcements along the way. We love you guys. Have a great weekend. Stay classy, St. Diego. Take it away, Connor.